the European Union finds itself at a critical juncture in its economic and political history. The bloc faces a complex geopolitical landscape with traditional alliances under strain and new partnerships beckoning. As the United States adopts a more inward-looking posture, the EU must carefully weigh the benefits and risks of forging closer ties with China. The EU is a significant economic power, boasting a vast internal market and a sophisticated industrial base. Its economic health relies heavily on international trade and investment. However, the global trade order is facing unprecedented challenges, with rising protectionism and escalating trade disputes. This uncertain environment presents both opportunities and challenges for the EU. It must navigate these choppy waters with prudence and foresight, ensuring its economic competitiveness while safeguarding its values and interests. The choice between deepening ties with China and maintaining its transatlantic partnership will have profound implications for the EU's future. The US government, under the Trump administration, has issued stark warnings to the EU regarding its relationship with China. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent cautioned that closer EU-China ties could jeopardize the transatlantic partnership, arguing that such a move would be akin to cutting its own throat. These warnings highlight the growing tensions between the US and its traditional European allies. The Trump administration's America First agenda has led to a more confrontational approach to trade and diplomacy, straining relations with longtime partners. The EU has found itself caught in the crossfire of the escalating trade war between the US and China. The EU has attempted to maintain a neutral stance in the US-China trade dispute, advocating for a rules-based multilateral trading system. However, the pressure to choose sides is mounting as the rivalry between the two economic giants intensifies. The US has urged its allies to present a united front against what it perceives as unfair Chinese trade practices. China's economic rise has been nothing short of remarkable. The country has transformed itself into a global manufacturing powerhouse and a major player in international trade and investment. For the EU, China represents both an economic opportunity and a potential challenge. China's vast market and growing middle class present a lucrative opportunity for European businesses. The Chinese government has been actively seeking to attract foreign investment and expand its economic ties with the world. This has led to increased cooperation between the EU and China in areas such as infrastructure development, technology transfer, and trade. However, the EU is also wary of China's growing economic and political influence. Concerns have been raised about China's state-led economic model, its human rights record, and its increasingly assertive foreign policy. Some European leaders have expressed concerns about becoming overly dependent on China, both economically and politically. The EU faces a delicate balancing act as it seeks to navigate its relationship with China and the US. On the one hand, the EU has a strong interest in maintaining its close ties with the US, a vital ally on security and defense issues. The transatlantic partnership remains crucial for the EU's strategic interests. On the other hand, the EU cannot ignore the economic opportunities presented by China's rise. China is now the EU's second-largest trading partner, and the economic relationship between the two is only set to grow in the coming years. The EU must find a way to engage with China constructively while addressing its concerns about trade imbalances, intellectual property theft, and market access. The EU's ability to navigate this complex geopolitical landscape will depend on its ability to maintain its unity and speak with a single voice on the global stage. A divided Europe will struggle to advance its interests in a world increasingly defined by great power competition. The EU must find a way to balance its economic interests with its values and principles. It must engage with China from a position of strength, leveraging its economic weight and diplomatic clout to promote a rules-based international order. The EU's choices will have far-reaching consequences, not only for itself but for the future of the global economy and the balance of power in the 21st century.